Ellen DeGeneres was once one of the most loved TV personalities in the world. For years, she smiled, danced, and gave away gifts to her audience. Her show was known for making people laugh and feel happy. She always said, "Be kind," and acted like a friend to everyone. But now, many people are saying this was all an act. Behind the scenes, they claim Ellen was rude, mean, and even cruel. People who worked with her, guests on her show, and viewers are sharing stories that show a very different side of her. Let's look at what they're saying and see if the kind Ellen was just pretending. First, many people who worked on Ellen's show say she created a toxic work environment. Employees say they were treated poorly, underpaid, and even fired for small mistakes. One worker said they had to start a GoFundMe to pay for surgery after a car accident because Ellen's show wouldn't help. When Ellen found out, the worker was fired. Others say they were yelled at or humiliated by Ellen for tiny errors, like bringing her the wrong type of water. Even guests on the show felt uncomfortable. A staff member shared that Ellen would often make fun of people's appearances or personal lives off camera. This doesn't sound like someone who truly cares about being kind. A comedian once asked people on Twitter to share their stories about Ellen being mean. The response was huge. Many people came forward with shocking stories. One worker from her show said Ellen told them not to look at her or talk to her unless spoken to. Another said she fired someone for taking time off to attend a family funeral. Some guests on her show also noticed strange things. One celebrity said she was forced to eat something she was allergic to as part of a game, even after she said no. One shocking story came from a waitress who served Ellen at a restaurant. She said Ellen complained about her chipped nail polish and called the manager to get her fired. Another person said Ellen was rude to a young girl who asked for an autograph. She refused and made fun of the girl in front of others. A former security guard also spoke out, saying that when he was assigned to protect Ellen, she never even looked at him or said thank you. He had worked for many celebrities before, and she was the only one who treated him so badly. One of the worst stories is about Ellen inviting a group of kids with cancer to meet the rapper Diddy. At the time, many adults knew Diddy had a bad reputation, but Ellen still brought him out to surprise the kids. People now say this was irresponsible and scary for the children. Worse, Ellen laughed and acted like it was just fun. Many viewers say this proves she didn't care about the kids' safety or feeling she just wanted to create shocking TV moments. Another example of her fake kindness is when she pretended to help a woman pay for college. A student was brought on the show and Ellen asked how much her tuition cost. When the woman said $50,000, Ellen made it seem like she would pay for it. The audience cheered, but then Ellen revealed it was a joke. She gave the woman a computer instead. People were angry because Ellen is worth millions. $50,000 is nothing to her. She could have easily helped, but chose to embarrass the woman for laughs. This wasn't the only time Ellen tricked guests. Many say she'd set up surprises just to make people feel uncomfortable or sad on camera. One of the first celebrities to say something was Brad Garrett, an actor from the TV show Everybody Loves Raymond. He said that how Ellen treated people badly wasn't a secret many people in Hollywood already knew about it. His words made people wonder why nobody spoke up before. Then another actress, Leah Thompson, agreed with him. She said, "It's true," meaning she had also heard or seen things about Ellen not being as nice as she seemed. Ellen also had a habit of bullying guests during interviews. When Taylor Swift was young and just starting her career, Ellen kept asking her about a famous ex-boyfriend. Taylor clearly didn't want to talk about it and even started crying. Instead of stopping, Ellen laughed and encouraged the audience to cheer. People watching felt bad for Taylor and couldn't believe Ellen would treat a guest that way. Similarly, Ellen once pressured Mariah Carey to reveal she was pregnant live on TV, even though Mariah didn't want to share the news yet. Mariah later had a miscarriage. coverage, and fans blame Ellen for adding stress during that time. Even celebrities stood up to Ellen's behavior. Dakota Johnson, an actress, once called out Ellen on air for lying about not being invited to Dakota's birthday party. Ellen tried to joke about it, but Dakota stayed serious and proved Ellen was wrong. Viewers noticed Ellen's face looked angry for a moment before she forced a smile. People say this proves Ellen doesn't like being challenged. She wants to control every conversation. Fans also noticed Ellen's generosity had limits. She gave away big prizes like cars or vacations, but only when companies sponsored them. When a teacher needed help adopting children from Haiti, Ellen gave her a car. But when regular people asked for help, like the student with tuition, Ellen refused. Many say her charity was just for show to make herself look good, not to actually help others. The biggest proof of Ellen's fake personality is how she treated her staff. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Ellen filmed her show from home and joked about being stuck in her mansion while her employees struggled to get paid. Workers said they were forced to take pay cuts, while Ellen stayed rich. This made people realize she didn't care about others' problems. Soon after, dozens of employees spoke out about the toxic workplace. They described Ellen as cold, controlling, and even mean. One person said, "She's nice when the cameras are on, but the second they're off, she's the opposite." The situation became so bad that Warner Media, the company that made her show, started an investigation. After looking into the complaints, they found that some of the top producers on the show had done terrible things. 3 of them were fired. Ellen apologized, but some people felt it wasn't enough. She said she was sorry that people had bad experiences, but she didn't take full responsibility. Some former employees were upset because they felt like she was pretending she didn't know what was going on. They believed she helped create the bad work environment. Because of all these problems, people stopped watching Ellen's show as much. Her ratings went down, and in 2021, she announced that the show was ending. She said it was her choice to stop, but many people believed she was leaving because of the controversy. She tried to make people forget about the scandal, but her reputation never fully recovered. In 2024, Ellen released a new stand-up comedy special on Netflix. In it, she joked about being called mean and said she even went to therapy because of all the criticism. She told the audience that she was proud of who she had become. But not everyone thought it was funny. Some of her former staff members said she was twisting the story to make herself look like a victim. They felt like she was ignoring how much harm she had caused to the people who worked for her. Ellen's story shows how someone can seem kind and generous on the outside, but act very differently behind the scenes. For years, people believed in her public image, but when the truth came out, it became clear that actions speak louder than words. Telling people to be kind is not enough if you don't treat others well yourself. Ellen's career may have been full of success, but the way it ended proved that people don't forget how you make them feel. Now, Ellen has moved to the UK, claiming she wants to escape drama. But critics say she's running away from the truth about her behavior. So, was Ellen ever truly kind? The evidence says no. The gifts, the dancing, and the smiles were part of her TV character. Off-screen, she was rude, selfish, and careless. Her motto, "Be kind," now feels like a joke. People who trusted her feel betrayed. The lesson here is simple. Real kindness isn't about grand gestures or TV fame. It's about how you treat people when no one is watching. Sadly, Ellen failed that test.